There's been a lot of talk lately about AI model generators. They're popping up everywhere, spitting out 3D models from a simple text prompt or even from just an image upload. And as with all tech, they get better with age. So I wanted to see what all the fuss was about, and more importantly, whether it's finally time for us artists to panic. And, spoiler alert, I tested it so you don't have to, and I've slept very soundly ever since.
Now, credit where credit's due, the example models on the website look pretty slick, and if you're a game developer, they can easily pass as solid low poly assets. If though you're a tabletop sculptor like me, we really do need more than a blob with aspirations. Now, the dragon that they use as a demo on their website looks great, and I was really keen to see if everything else that we generate in here can match that standard. So I loaded up Meshy. I burned through my 100 free tokens, which gets me 5 prompts in total, and let's see if this thing can make anything remotely usable for the tavern scene that I've been working on. My first prompt was a 32mm scale miniature of 3 tavern patrons sat drinking at a wooden table. Sounds great, but it's far from what I actually got. What I actually got was, as you can see, one bloke standing with his arms stretched out like he's waiting for a hug. No table, no friends, just one lonely man in a scarf that appears to defy both physics and common sense. Have a look at the scarf up close, every tassel on it is completely unprintable. So I'm thinking maybe it just misunderstood me, so I ran the exact same prompt again, and this time Meshy gave me this. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the T-pose Messiah. A featureless stick man with a head. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. It looks like it's about to be rigged for a PS1 cutscene or something, or crucified by Blender's mirror modifier. We'll come back to him at the end, because this one really does deserve a medal. Right then, so for the next test, I thought, alright Meshy, maybe you just need some reference. So I gave it a helping hand. I fed in a stylised concept image of a cosy tavern bar complete with barrels, mugs, bottles and the warm lighting you expect from a fantasy inn. And to be fair, at a quick glance it does kind of look like the picture. You've got the same overall silhouette, a few familiar shapes, and there's clearly a bar-ish thing happening here, but the minute you zoom in, it all falls apart, faster than the foam sword at a LARP event. So, see those beer taps? What should be a neat little metal fixture, they're now amorphous blobs. It's kind of like somebody described a beer tap to an alien who's never seen a cylinder before. And the detail, or rather lack of it, makes it feel like a bad 3D scan of a melted diorama. There's no crisp edges, no readable surfaces, just soft, vacuous lumps pretending to be craftsmanship. So yes, technically it resembles the image, in the same way that a child's sandcastle technically resembles the Taj Mahal. Not terrible from a distance, but the closer you look, the more you wish you hadn't. If you're looking for a background prop in a foggy scene, yeah, it might work. If you're looking for something you'd actually want to print and paint and enjoy, maybe even recognise, definitely not. Okay, so the bar wasn't a success, so I thought next up I'll ask for a simple, high fantasy medieval tavern. Meshy responded with this. I actually thought it was the back half of some kind of space marine troop transport or something or other. On closer inspection it is a floating rectangle, which I believe is a carpet, with some random walls with odd designs on them, some kind of rafters, and these weird ghostly noodle things drifting above them. Does it look like a tavern? Absolutely not. Is it usable? Also no. This one I actually just write up into the category of abject failure. And for my last attempt, I thought I'll try a ornate jewelled fantasy longsword. I've already done characters, I've already done terrain, and I've already done buildings with varying degrees of failure. And to be fair, this one actually isn't awful. If you printed it at cosplay scale, I think you get away with it. For a miniature though, the details are quite soft, the blade would just be paper thin, and the hilt looks a little bit like it's melted in the sun. It's not a total disaster, but it's still not what I would call production ready. 5 prompts later, 100 tokens down, and the verdict's clear. AI is not coming for my job just yet. Meshy might generate something vaguely useful for concept artists or prototypers, but for actual paintable miniatures, it really is about as much use as a chocolate teapot at this point. Now, as a professional artist, I've cleaned up my fair share of digital masters, 3D scans and low poly exports from video games, almost finished files from clients who swore it'd save time. It doesn't. 9 times out of 10, it's quicker, cleaner and far more satisfying to actually just sculpt it from scratch. If you're a client commissioning the work, trust the sculptor. I promise you'll get better value and a better end result if you just bypass the shortcuts. Oh, and before I do forget, Lychee have just announced their own AI system called Lychee Gen. It looks suspiciously like a reskin of Meshy to me. So if you'd like me to run the same tests on that and report back, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to sacrifice another batch of brain cells for science. And now, as promised, one last look at our glorious AI overlord, the T-pose messiah himself. So if you want miniatures that feel alive with crisp edges, readable details and that little bit of a sculptor's touch, you'll find plenty of them over at thelionstower.com. AI tools like Meshy are interesting and I'm sure they'll keep getting better, but there's still something special about a model that's been handcrafted and built to paint beautifully. And if you'd like to learn how to sculpt your own, my ZBrush miniature sculpting course on Gumroad walks you through every step, beginner friendly, practical, built for real world results. Until next time, keep your supports clean, your edges crisp and your coffee strong. I'm Dan from the Lions Tower, reminding you that AI might be able to generate a model, but only a real human can give it character.